You're sitting in a crowded cafe, minding your own business, when you feel that familiar prickle on the back of your neck. Someone is actually watching you. You turn your head, you catch their eye, and instantly, they look away. Your brain immediately begins to scan for a problem. You wonder if there's a stain, if your hair is a mess, or if you caused the friction. We naturally process this sudden break in eye contact as a form of social friction. It feels like an accusation, a tiny moment of static that suggests we did something wrong. In reality, that internal narrative is often backward. The fact they averted their eyes usually has very little to do with your perceived flaws. That snapped gaze is an involuntary psychological reflex. It is a biological reaction to the specific gravitational pull of your personal presence. Understanding the mechanics of these glances suggests that your presence carries a weight you might not even realize, shifting these moments from awkward friction into evidence of a distinct personal energy. To understand why they looked away, we have to rewind to the moment their eyes were drawn to you. This model illustrates a cognitive mechanism called the Novelty Effect. The human brain operates like a radar sweep, constantly running in the background. It passes right over the identical, grayed-out mosaic room, only stopping when it detects a distinct anomaly. In human behavior, an anomaly rarely requires loud clothing or disruptive behavior. The brain is far more sensitive to subtle cues, a calm demeanor, quiet confidence, or simply a self-assured posture. Observers are involuntarily pulled toward you because your specific energy breaks the monotonous baseline of their environment. You gave their brain a reason to pay attention. Once that attention is secured, the interaction enters its second phase, data collection. Their brain automatically begins trying to read you. Through frequent darting glances, they attempt to measure your mood, gauge your confidence levels, and process your overall vibe. They collect social data points without taking on the risk of an actual conversation. That initial, lingering stare is a subconscious information-gathering mission initiated by your personal magnetism. Now, let's fast-forward back to the turning point, the exact millisecond you look back and establish reciprocal eye contact. The dynamic inverts. Inside the observer's brain, a rapid neurological shift occurs. They move from a state of comfortable, detached observation to a sudden, acute awareness of being seen themselves. This flowchart maps out the breakdown. Reciprocal eye contact strips away their safety. By looking back, you introduce a return arrow into the interaction, triggering a vulnerability spike that acts as a psychological circuit breaker. For an anxious person, catching your eye induces a split-second panic. To avoid the intensity of a true connection, their instinct forces an immediate physical retreat. Physical attraction triggers the exact same response. The observer is suddenly hit with a fear of looking foolish or being caught staring, and they bail out to protect their ego. Whether driven by anxiety or attraction, that rapid break in eye contact is an involuntary self-preservation tactic. That broken glance is a retreat forced by a presence too intense for their current social threshold. Your energy created a pressure they weren't prepared to hold. When we zoom out, we realize this glancing phenomenon is an active psychological tug-of-war playing out entirely inside the observer's mind. This scale illustrates the internal conflict, their subconscious desire to engage with your energy versus their paralyzing fear of vulnerability. The next time a stranger darts their eyes away in a coffee shop or a crowded train, resist the urge to check your reflection for flaws. Abandon the assumption that a broken gaze implies a social failure on your part. The interaction began because of the specific energy you were projecting. Their retreat simply confirms how much that energy stood out from the rest of the room.